Welcome or welcome back to my channel. It is your girl Brandy. If you are new here, if you are not, welcome back. So today's video, I am wrapping up my 24 for 2024 reading goal. So I don't know how long you guys have been subscribed to my channel, but one of my first videos this year was a video of the 24 books that I wanted to read this year. And so this video is going to be about if I read them or not. Some of them I have, some of them I have not. Some of them I don't want to read anymore. Now, my original bookish goal was to read 24 books this year. Now, that was before I was deep off into the bookish community. When I made that video, I didn't know none of y'all. I didn't know none of y'all. I wasn't subscribed to any of you guys' channels. I wasn't following you on Bookstagram. I had no other bookish influence. So I was not getting book recommendations from nobody on social media. I was just reading books, going to the bookstores, finding what I like, reading them, and that's it. But since posting that video, I have met a lot of you guys. I follow a lot of you, and you guys are influencing me to read other things outside of the 24 books that I chose for 2024. So let's see which ones I read, which ones I didn't read, which ones I still plan to read, and which ones I'm just like, I'm not so sure about that one anymore. So let's get straight into it. I had them in an order at which I posted about them on my original video, but I just mixed them all up. So we're not gonna go in that order. We just gonna pick them up as they are stacked in my face. So the first one, which I'm really excited about because this one was just re-released, and it is Only for the Week by Natasha Bishop. I actually read this with my virtual book club this year. We love this book so much. 5-star read, loved it. I've been debating on if I want to get the new copy. I don't know, because I really like the independent copy. It's cuter to me, but ate this book up, Team Rome, loved it down. I want to read more about Natasha Bishop. I don't know if she has any other books. I hadn't really did any research on her, but I definitely want to read more about her because I love this book so much. Close the door.
How you doing?
How you doing?
My bad. I just came out the bathroom. A toy?
Yeah, it's your toy, but mommy's recording a video, okay? Go with Sissy.
Go Sissy?
Yeah, go with Sissy.
Come on.
So y'all gonna hear my son crying in the background because he just tried to bombard me. And he busted in my reading room and yeah. But anyway, so the next book that was on my list, it was actually an anticipated read for 2024 because it hadn't come out yet when I talked about this book. And it is This Could Be Us. If y'all know, I love this book down. Definitely read this book because Kennedy Ryan was actually one of the first authors that I dove straight into for the year 2024. So I couldn't wait for this book to come out. Gave it a 5 stars. Absolutely read this book. Now, the next book that was on my list is called Waiting on Wendy by Tavania Glover. It was on my 24 for 24. I didn't read it. I don't think I'm even interested in reading that book anymore. I think I removed it from my wish list, because I do a wish list clean out. I go through my wish list, see if any of those books still interest me. This one did not, so didn't get to that one. The next one, Honey and Spice. I absolutely did read this book. I tried it as an audiobook first. Couldn't get jiggy with it, so I had to pick it up as a physical copy. I was actually gifted this book for my birthday. Ate the physical copy up, loved it down. So if you need like a romance that reminds you of like R&B, pick this one up. 1,000 Boy Kisses and 1,000 Broken Pieces by Tilly Cole. So I have 1,000 Boy Kisses, okay? But I have not read it. And the reason why I have not read it is because I'm afraid I'm gonna cry. This is one of those books that everybody was talking about makes you cry. And I know it's a YA novel, and I'm just scared to read it. And I did not pick up book number 2 because I wanted to make sure I read book number 1 and liked book number 1 first before I picked up book number 2. That was a great habit I started at the beginning of the year, but I didn't finish that same habit. I am interested in reading this, and I think I'm going to put it like in the first quarter of 2025. So the next 2 books are a duology, and it ends with us and it starts with us by Colleen Hoover. I absolutely did read these books this year, ate them both up, went to go see the movie for It Ends With Us. I enjoyed both of them. I gave this duology 4 stars. I actually started off reading Colleen Hoover with my book club. It's not a author that I just pick up the books on my own. It was specifically because everybody was just asking to read them as a book club pick. So yeah, I ate these books up. I really enjoyed them. Next is my introduction to Frida McFadden. Well, actually not so much. My introduction to Frida McFadden was an arc that I got. I think it was called One by One. But anyway, the Housemaid series. Now, this one, Housemaid is Watching, was it on my... It was not on my 24 for 24 because I had got this one mixed up with Never Lie. For some reason, I was talking about Never Lie being part of this trilogy, and it wasn't. So, yes, I ate up this entire series. Y'all already know. The Housemaid was a 5-star read for me. Loved it so much. The Housemaid's Secret was a 4-star for me. Loved it so much. The Housemaid is Watching was a 3-star for me. Didn't love it so much, but I met that goal and read the entire trilogy. While I'm looking at these books, I noticed I had a lot of Kennedy Ryan on my list for 2024, which I love because I loved Kennedy Ryan. Last year, I read Before I Let Go with my book club, and then after I read that, because I think that was my first Kennedy Ryan book, I went ahead and read Long Shot. So then when I noticed that I liked both of those books, I was like, what else is she writing? So I went out and just researched some of her books because I love romance. And I found the Grip trilogy. So the first book is Grip, the second one is Flow, and the third one is Still. Now, I don't own those books, and I have not read those books. And I actually don't even know if I still want to read those books because I've been getting into her later work, and I don't know if I want to tap that far into her earliest work. So I don't know. I'm still on the fence of that, but I did not get to that trilogy this year. And still on the Kennedy Ryan kick, I wanted to read her, it's a 4-book series, and these are the first 2 in a series. Then I know the third one is like an orange book, and then there's a blue book. I don't know the names of them. I just know this one is When You Are Mine, and this one is Loving You Always. Now, I have not read these books, but I was gifted these 2 by my friend, and I said I was going to eventually pick them up, but I did not read them this year. I'm going to read these first 2. If I love them, then I'm going to go ahead and get the other 2. It was just one of those series that I knew I wanted to read, but because I read other things by her and then I met you guys, I was just reading other stuff. So I never picked this series up. I literally just got these 2 books gifted to me probably like a month ago. Now, there has been a theme with my 24 for 24 TBR reading goals list. If you had noticed, romance, because I'm a romance girly. I think this year I really tapped into thrillers because I met you guys and I was getting thriller recs and stuff like that. So that played a big part as to why some of these books didn't get read this year. But the next books, it's a trilogy, that's why I'm saying books. It's the Maple Hill series. So we have Icebreaker, Wildfire, and Daydream. You guys know I just recently read Daydream. I love this series. I absolutely ate this series up. I gave Icebreaker a 4-star, Wildfire was a 4-star, and Daydream was a 5-star. I think Hannah Grace is a good writer. I love how she adds playlists to her books, centered around, you know, the story. Her books, this trilogy is coming at 400 pages on average, and I just really loved it so much. I'm very interested in seeing what else she writes because I think she's going to be an auto-read author for me after reading this trilogy. So another book that I had on my list, and I got a sticky note here because I obviously don't have this book, and it's called Don't Let Her Stay by Nicola Sanders. I don't even know who that is. I think this was a book that I probably seen like at Kroger because I used to shop the Kroger book section often and browse the Kroger book section often. But it's also a book I hadn't read, and it's also one I'm no longer interested in because I don't even know who that is. I don't even know what genre it is. I feel like it's a thriller, but I looked up the title earlier today when I was making my list, and I'm just like, who is that? What is that? I don't even remember putting that on my list. So it's a no. I didn't read that one. Whew, I'm almost done. So another thing I had going on with this list was I had a whole bunch of series, and I am a series girl, but this year I have not been reading the books back to back, and for 2025 I will be doing so because I do not like how much I am just reading series and not completing them. Now I get it if the book hadn't come out yet to complete the series, but if I got all the books on my shelf and I hadn't read them all and I'm breaking them up, like, girl, get a grip. Read the series back to back. That's me talking to me. But the next series is, I don't know what this series is called, but it's by Lucy Score, and I don't know what order these books go in, but we have Things We Left Behind, Things We Hide from the Light, and Things We Never Got Over. I did not read these. And you know what? The covers are so pretty, and I couldn't really tell what vibe they were giving though, because I thought these were giving like a springish vibe. But I talked to one of my mutuals here on BookTube, and she told me these are giving fall vibe. She read the entire series, and she said they are fall books. These gave me spring vibes, and they are thick. These are close to 600 pages. These are thickies. So I don't know. I'm going to prioritize this series probably like spring, summer. And child, they thick. This is given read all of these in March, and this is just gonna be my March TBR or something like that. Like whatever month I decide to read these, this is gonna have to be the TBR for that entire month, because I don't mind reading thick books, but when I'm in a story for so long, when I'm in a story for 500 pages, baby, that's all we gonna, this the only world I'm gonna be in for that time frame. So I did not read these, but I definitely plan to make these priority, because all of the books that I received for my birthday this year, which was in April, I have to get them read. Like I cannot see the month of April 2025 and hadn't read any of the books that I received April 2024. And I received 36 books for my birthday this year. So yeah, these are going to be priority next year for sure. Now the next series, I only needed to read books 2 and 3 because I ended the year off reading the first book. And it is the Hoot series by Kennedy Ryan. And I got when she redid the covers, and I actually annotated, not much, but I got sticky notes in both of them. I love them both. I gave Blockshot a 4-star. I think I gave the entire series a 4-star. I think I gave Longshot a 5-star, but my favorite was Hookshot. Yeah, because this is number 2, this is number 3. My favorite was Hookshot. Definitely read these. When I tell y'all I was in my Kennedy Ryan bag at the top of the year, and these books are kind of thick too. These are touching the 400-page length. So one thing about a romance, they gonna be 400 to 500 pages. So yeah, I enjoyed this series, and I'm happy I finished them. This was the first series I read this year. So yeah, definitely finished those. And then the last book, which was my first 5-star read of the year, was The 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. Y'all know I talk about this as much as I get the opportunity to. Love this book so much. And I even wanted to read some more of Taylor Jenkins Reid's books. I think I read one more of her other ones. So many others that she has that I want to read, but I haven't gotten to. I haven't purchased them. So yeah, definitely read this one. This was my first read of 2024 and my first 5-star. So out of 24 books, I did not read 11 of them. 11 of them went unread. And out of 11, 5 of them I don't think I'm ever going to get to. But these here, this stack here is a stack that I'm going to prioritize next year. I don't know how I'm going to do them. I do know I want to make a TBR jar, but I don't know how I want my TBR jar to be for 2025, because I don't want to put every single book that I own in the jar. However, I do need to focus on reading the books that are on my freaking bookshelves. So yeah, these are the books that I did not read that I do plan to read. Let me know how you guys did for 2024. Did you create like a TBR list that you wanted to read from this year? Or did you just go with the flow? What do you have planned for 2025? I am going to make a list for 2025, but it's not going to be anything like the list that I created this year. This year, the list that I created, some of these books I didn't even have. Some of these authors I didn't do additional research on, so I wasn't sure about once I finally got around to them. And then some of them I was no longer interested in. So when I create my TBR for 2025, it's going to be something that's easily attainable, but a challenge, because I definitely need a challenge, especially to knock off some of these books that I have on my shelves, because we are reading books that are on our shelves in 2025. Okay, we're not gonna be doing all these endless hauls and not reading the books. We're gonna read some of these books that we got this year before we get to some new books. I'm talking to myself, I'm not talking to y'all. So yeah, make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe. Let's talk about your goals in my comments. Let me know what 2024 looked like for you. And just give me a glimpse of what 2025 is going to look for. And until next time, ta-ta.